We are 1 week away from EdCamp 709, the first time we've done an EdCamp. A couple of weeks ago, you saw in the faculty meeting kind of the overall idea of what an EdCamp is, but it is still one of those things. If you've never done one before, it can be a little bit nerve-wracking, a little bit disconcerting. So last week when I was in schools, I just stopped by a few teachers and just asked them, what kind of questions do you have? There were some who said they didn't have any questions. It made sense. They were looking forward to it. The two other questions that I got really revolved around two big things. One is, what if we pick something? What if we go into a room and there's no one who's an expert on whatever it is that we want to know more about? The way I would respond to that is, we can't ever guarantee with an EdCamp style that there's going to be somebody or groups of people in the room who we would consider experts. There might be. If there's not, then what it becomes is a group endeavor to try to figure out, okay, what is this that we want to know more about? It might be then time for you all to come together and say, okay, let's figure this out. It might be working through things together. It might be that someone has a little bit of knowledge, and so they show what they've done, and then it starts conversation. And I will tell you, that's what EdCamps are all about. EdCamps are not all about becoming an expert on something. You might go into a session where you gain a lot of specific knowledge from people. It's really about talking, and it's about generating ideas. And what I really like about EdCamp, and I think it's so important in our district because we're a unit district, we don't want these little pockets of first grade teachers talk to other first grade teachers, and sixth grade teachers talk to sixth grade teachers, and freshman teachers talk to freshman teachers, eighth grade. I mean, we want to try to make this, we're all in this together. We all care about the kids. We all care about doing the best that we know how to do. I think it's a value to have some conversations across grade level, across content level. So I wouldn't worry a whole lot about going into a room where, quote, there's no expert. That just generates conversation. The other thing that question that people had was the idea of, well, what if I can't think of anything? We're going to ask each person to write down 2 to 4 things. 3 would be ideal. And that's why on this Bunsey that you're seeing, I'm gonna just quickly show this to you. I don't want to make this a long presentation, but a teacher, Kayla Anderson here at the high school, had a suggestion. Why not put together like a word cloud that gives people an idea of some of the topics that they can cover? I want to stress, there's not, just like with your students, and I would like you to think about when you have students in class and you're asking them to come up with a topic, there's something about them coming up with the topic that then is going to personalize that. The same way with this EdCamp. We've got some ideas here of things that you might think about. These are very generic. We really want you to come to the table and say, these are the kinds of things that I would like to deal with. Now, our job, the 5 or 6, 7 of us that are going to make the sessions, there's going to obviously be some combining of things. And so, as I said, if you're interested in Twitter, chances are it's going to be some kind of session on, how to use social media. But really starting to think ahead of time, okay, these are the kind of things I would like to know a little bit more about. So that's one way of going about it. So those were the 2 big questions. On this Bunsey, when you get it, I just want to point out a couple of things. I do have this Google Sheet here that when you click on it, it will get you to this. And please feel free to fill out any of this or none of it, honestly. But if you are somebody who is on social media, and I will tell you, like here, I didn't fill in my Facebook. My Facebook I use as personal. For Twitter and Snapchat, Pinterest, Instagram, Voxer, it's all professional. And so I'm willing to share those with people. Add any or all or none of them here. This is a great way to connect, and we're going to talk. I think that's, as we go on, that's one of those things that's really important, is we need to share what we're doing, and social media is a great way to do that. If you're a Snapchat user, I'm kind of excited about this. Snapchat's it's interesting, and I'm just getting into it. I have put together a personalized filter for EdCamp 709. So on the 13th from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., if you're within this blue area, there is going to be the availability of this filter. If you've not tried Snapchat, now's a perfect time to try it. Get yourself an account. We will, we'll be able to help you with that. And then lastly, if you are not a part of the 709 Above the Line Google Classroom, please, please, please join that. This is such an easy way of sharing things, whether it's stuff that I have found, whether it's stuff that teachers have found. So, again, 1 week from now, we'll be at EdCamp 709 in the afternoon, and we just wanted to do this as kind of that, one more lead up to EdCamp. So we will see you next week.